I think it's time we blow this scene, get everybody in the stuff together.
Let's just get right into it. The focus of this movie is really on Quill.
Who's your daddy?
And I think the answer to that was shown in the first movie. I always thought that Yondu was Peter's father. Even though they don't admit it to each other, they have an understanding. You could see it in the ending of the first movie. Peter could have just left any old piece of shit there.
Fuck you!
That's not what happened though. He left a cute thing. Something he knew Yondu would appreciate. Why did Yondu smile? To me, it was more like he's proud of his son. There were other hints in the first film that Yondu isn't a jerk, or at least not totally.
You got any other cute little buggers like this one? I like to stick them all in a row on my control console.
Kraglin asks a question in the second film. Why do you keep letting Quill go? Why don't you smack him down? He could easily do that. He never does. And the answer to that is so obvious. That's his son.
Remember, boy, at the end of all this, I get the stone. You cross me, we kill you all.
あんたに感謝していたわけじゃない。これは形式的な礼というか、なんというか、ツンデレじゃない。
So we get to this part, which has a stupid sounding line, but has a lot of things going on.
He may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy.
So what's going on? When you say father, that connotes formality. There's some distance, there's some aloofness there. When you say daddy, it's informal. It sounds like someone you could let your guard down.
Daddy, why'd you leave me? Daddy!
The man that raised you, the man that taught you how to shoot, that's a person you could call your dad. That's Yondu.
Yondu, of course, is quite the he's a parent figure for a Star-Lord. He's raised him like his own and given him the ability to deal with other alien beings that want to eat it.
That was the most obvious thing I noticed. But the guys at TV Tropes know their shit. You know how Peter manages to finally take full control of his powers? Earlier, Ego just says, focus yourself, concentrate, all that shit. And all Peter does is a ball. So Ego advocates for using his head. But at the climax of the movie, Peter and the team are about to die. Yondu tells Peter how he uses his power. It's not with his head, it's with his heart. And then Peter goes Super Saiyan. He gets it immediately, like, that just reinforces that Yondu is his dad. So it's head versus heart, which is also reinforced by the way they die. Ego is pretty cold, even though he appears to be friendly.
Even where I reside, out past the edge of what's known, we've heard tell about the man they call Star-Lord. Let's say we head out there right now. And there, I can explain your very special heritage. Finally get to be the father I've always wanted to be.
He acknowledges that he has feelings for Meredith Quill, but he decides to kill her anyway, and he doesn't get that Peter will be pissed. I think it's appropriate how he died. He gave a brain tumor to the woman he loves, and he dies by his brain exploding. And Yondu dies because of an act of love. He sacrifices himself to save his son. Peter's keepsake from the first movie was from his mother. It was a Walkman, and here he gets another music player that has 300 songs from his real dad. The song The Chain was so good, and it was used twice.
Another one.
The first time they used it was after Rocket and Quill, kinda after their fight, and they don't want to apologize to each other, even though you can see that they feel bad about it. Rocket makes a mistake, does another asshole thing, and Peter leaves, and the song The Chain plays. I kinda interpret that as a way of Peter having doubts about whether or not this group can be his family. Peter decides if he's going to break the chain.
Another one.
The second time it plays, it's after the reveal of how Yondu uses his powers. Then there are these flashbacks of him with his real family, the Guardians. And here, he decides not to break it. As it is, it's a really moving ending. I joked in Logan that I cried, but I really didn't cry. It was more like I teared up. But here, it was like I was weeping. I didn't go, whoa, but I let the tears fall. That's all I really have to say. If you watch this analysis without watching the movie, what the fuck? Oh, I do think that this is James Gunn's finest work that I watched of him. Makes me want to see other films he wrote, like Romeo and Juliet. Maybe it has the same moments I saw in Guardians of the Galaxy.